let me show you round our beautiful 8-foot wide Swift 625 Grande Charisma.
Just inside the caravan, directly above the main habitation door, you'll see two panels. This is the main control panel, and by pressing the power button in the middle, it will set the whole system up. You have the power button illuminated, showing the power is on. You have the caravan illuminated, showing that your 12-volt system within the caravan is operational. This one shows that there is an external 240-volt supply coming into the caravan. If that's off, you have no electricity coming in. This shows the level of the battery, and to see that, just press that button. It will show that for a few seconds so you can check how much power you've got in your battery. This works the light systems. It will allow you then, once that's pressed on, to then operate each one of the lights individually. This is an external light directly above this door, or the awning light. This is the water pump, which will then give power to the water pump, which will fill your whole water system and operate your taps and showers, etc. But when you do leave, can you ensure that that is turned off, so when it doesn't have water, the pump isn't still running dry where it may burn the motor out? That then turns the whole system back off again. The second panel is the Truma panel, which will operate your heating and your hot water system. By pressing the button in the middle, you'll see four icons at the top. The first one is flashing, which is your central heating system. So if I press that on, currently the central heating system is turned off. If I want to set it to, say, 21 degrees, turn around to there, press the button, and it shall flash, and that will then set the temperature to 21, and it will hold it there until you turn her back off. So she's at 21. The next one along is your hot water system, which is currently off. We can set that to eco or hot. Hot is ideal for use with showers, so press that to hot, and this will flash until it gets that hot water tank up to full temperature, and it will flash to that point, and then it will go solid again. So moving across to the next one, it's currently set onto gas. So if I move that across here, if you have electric, it's always better to use it. This is electricity 1, which is 1 kilowatt pulling in from the campsite. If you have a campsite with a really good 16 amp supply, you can turn that up to 2 kilowatts. Everything will work a little bit quicker. But for a lot of campsites, if everybody did that, it would draw too much and it would trip their system. So just set it back. We normally set it to electricity 1. The next one along is the fan. At the moment it's set to eco, or you can get to high. That is the fan that pumps the hot air system, and if you get it on high, it will pump everything around a little quicker. Eco will still pump it round, but it's quieter. So if I go back here, we're set on electric 1. I'm going to go back and turn the hot water off, and I'm going to turn the central heating system back down to off there.
One of the really good features about an 8-foot wide caravan like the Grande is its generous proportions. She feels that much more generous inside, particularly this front lounge area. The front here you see the television set up already, and if we've delivered and set up, we would have done this for you and tuned it all in. But if you're self-towing, you need to make sure that she's safely stowed before travelling. So we'll always just lift the cushion, push her right underneath to make sure she doesn't fall over in transit. Behind the television there, you've got a 240-volt socket, an aerial point, a 12-volt socket, and 2 USB points for charging phones, etc. The windows are opened by 4 plastic handles. Open them all up, push it out, and it's a click-clack design, so you just push it past the first click, just past, and the window will hold out. Always make sure you use the fly screen when that's open, because flies love to come in and all the bugs and critters want to join you, but by keeping that there, they will stay outside. They're difficult to get out once they get in. At night, you can pull the blind up so you're not woken up when the first light comes on, or the dawn chorus at 5 o'clock in the morning. To close the window, push it well past the point and simply shut all 4 of those again. This lounge area also has a very convenient table, which can be slotted away for a bit more space. Lots of generous storage up above, down below the seats and in the front here, which also got a separate drawer and your TV remote control. But this area can also be set up easily and quickly as a double bed. To do so, below here there is an infill which you will need to make it all fit together. So, if I take off the backrest here, I'm going to lift this part up. Under here, I'm going to lift this out, drop the leg down. I'm then going to turn this section over so it's nice and flat. You then pull the backrest back across here, and then you do exactly the same the other side. With this, you pull the base out, put the leg down, put this down in between, and then you'll have a gap left just to fill in the final bit with that infill, which will create a very long, very wide double bed at the front. The middle section of the Grande is a very versatile area. It can be a very generous dinette area. It can be a very generous single or small double, or it could go into a full double. We've currently set it out as a full double, but these cushions have come from various places, so I thought it easiest to do it in reverse order, so then pulling these apart to show you where they actually come from. So if I take away these two at the front first, these will be the backrests to go here. I'm then going to take away these two. Now these come from the front section. So the front section of the caravan, tucked in here, they fit down into there. And the other one over this side. Okay. The next part is an infill. This will live directly below the seat, just over here. We'll put that back in a moment. Then lift the backrest up here, push this back over, push that back in, and I'm going to push that back in over there. From here, this then needs to be lifted back over, just on the hinge. This currently has been lowered. You'll see here there's a handle. To raise it again, move it round that way. It then comes up into a table and secure again by locking that back. Lift the leg, slide this back in, lift the leg, slide that one back in. We're going to put the infill back in underneath. Over here. Pop the backrest in there. Backrest in there, you're back to a dinette area. Plenty of cupboard storage space within the kitchen area. You can see at the top the plates, the utensils, kettle, toasters, etc. Down here you've got your cutlery drawer, kitchen foil, kitchen towels, you've got your cleaning equipment, your draining board down in under there, more cupboard space the other side up above. The Dometic fridge freezer is turned on by pressing the power button here. If we've taken the caravan to site and delivered it, we will have set this all up ready for you, but if you're self-towing, you'll need to do this yourself. You can see here at the moment it's set onto auto, which means that if it's got electric, it will always use the electric first, and you can see that we've got the electric, so she's working. If it hasn't got electric, it will then kick back and use the gas, which will then work the fridge freezer. If you get a problem with it, it will all flash and it will make an alarm sound, and that's usually if the gas has run out, or if it's running on gas, or there's no electric supply coming in. To change the mode, you could change it across here to each one, but just leave it on automatic and it will go to the electric. To change the temperature, this button is pressed, that's on number 5. 1, 2, 3. We normally leave it on number 4. We find that if you take it on to number 5, quite often it will actually freeze within the fridge compartment because it's so efficient. So number 4 is normally absolutely fine. Generous space inside, freezer compartment or icebox at the top. Before using the hob, grill or oven, always ensure that you've got good ventilation, just by opening the window. Push her out, click-clack design, just past the click, it will hold out. And then I'd always encourage you to use the fly screens to stop the critters getting in. From there, you can lift it all the way out and you can close her again. Either open that or make sure the door is open. To get to the access to the hob, you need to raise the glass, push it all the way back to allow the gas to come through. I want to use this particular ring, in, turn, ignite, hold for just a few seconds, and you're away to go. Please make sure that you let the whole thing cool down before you lower the glass again, otherwise it is prone to shatter. Grill with the door open, your oven down there, pots and pans down at the bottom. 2 generous wardrobes in this caravan, but one either side. In this particular one you have a table here, hanging space, but you also have here the TV aerial. If again we've set it up for you, this will all be done, so it will all be set up and the television will be tuned in. But if you're self-towing, you need to raise the aerial, and this is the back of the aerial, so it's pointing that way. And when you're on site, just look around at where everybody else has got it pointed, and they've almost certainly found the best digital signal you can find. You turn that around to get to the same direction to pick up the signal, tighten it up again, and then you tune that in through the remote control on your television by going to settings and then to auto scan. Make sure that if you are travelling back, you make sure this is lowered right the way down again and facing forwards. Tighten it up so that if any low-hanging trees or branches of any sort above, it doesn't damage the aerial. The shower room has a light switch just down on the side of the basin, which lights up the main part and into the shower, which is a fully thermostatic shower. You have a lock here for transit to make sure the screen doesn't move around. So open that up, don't force it across. And moving down to the toilet, this can be turned for your convenience. Up here you have your flush, which will, when pressed, will give you the flush into the system, and anything that's gone into the toilet will then be flushed down into the toilet cassette down below. To do which, you need to operate this handle down on the side of the toilet, where if you push it across slowly, it will open up the into the toilet cassette, let everything drop down and in, and when you pull it back across, it will seal it, make it airtight, and stop any kind of back smells. Make sure that everybody that uses the toilet is aware that this is on a cog system. It's a plastic cog. If it's forced across, and children can sometimes be a little overzealous with it, forcing it across may make it pop out of the cog and the system doesn't work and you can't open and close your toilet. So just be gentle with this particular part. Okay. When you've finished with the toilet, please ensure that that you've actually emptied and washed out the toilet cassette, as in the instructions from the outside video. Make sure that's nice and clean. We certainly don't want to be taking any money from deposits. A nice generous double French bed down this end of the caravan. A couple of individual lights. Up here you've got a couple more USB points for charging. You've got the blind, the fly screen, storage up above, hairdryer up there. You can also move this across for some privacy down this end for the adults. And if I move out, you can raise the bed just under here. Really generous storage space below with half a dozen camping chairs, a rotary airer and a spare wheel. I hope this has been an informative exercise for you, and the video is hopefully going to be a good reference guide while you're away using the caravan. There's also a troubleshooting guide in the caravan, but if all else fails, we're on the mobile number between 8 and 6 every day should you need any advice or help that we can give you. We do hope that you enjoy using the caravan.